Hello and welcome to the latest CraftySniper's airsoft videos. Now, before you say anything, this video even is going to be a little bit different. Now, I've said in previous posts that I was going to do a video on the review of Section 8, the airsoft site, the woodland site in Scotland that I attended, a few days ago now. However, I just have not had the time to get this video done. So, I'm going to do it now. It's a different view. This is my car. I've literally just finished a shift at work and I've decided that now's a very good time to do the video. So whilst it's about 29 degrees in the car, which feels more like 129, I thought I'll get this video done, get out to you guys. So, a bit of background history. I was off on a stag do event. I was invited to a stag do event, I should say, involving an airsoft match, which was going to be at Section 8. Now, Section 8 is a woodland site. It's near Edinburgh, and I was uber excited for this match. I really was, because it's a woodland site, which I love. It's a site where you can go roaming around. It's not just a fixed, like CQB sites, you know, they're just very much go and attack that corner, go and attack that building, that kind of stuff. Well, in a woodland site, you can actually go out and roam the site. So, yeah, I was excited for this match. My weapon of choice was going to be the SRS sniper rifle, which I had chronoed at Lincolnshire Airsoft Club, and I'd had chronoed on my own chrono and my friend's chrono, who set up the sniper, or helped me set up the sniper rifle in the first place. All three of those chronos are exactly the same. Now, I'm saying about the chronos because there's something going a little bit wrong here, but anyway, I divulge. Basically, I was really excited for this match. I can't tell you how much I love a good, big, open woodland site. I was going to be with my mates. It was going to be a great time. And everything bar the airsoft event itself was a great time, I must admit. But first day, first impressions weren't really that good, if I'm honest, of Section 8. The number one problem, the first problem we came across was the fact of, A, it's in a wood, which is fine, but you have to drive down a track to actually get to the site. And this track's brilliant because we were in the Land Rover Discovery, absolutely awesome. And it was fantastic, and we're just bouncing around all over this track. Now, we're kind of thinking we're going to get to a site and it's going to be a car park and all that kind of stuff. The car park was the actual track you'd just driven down. There was no car park, it was the track. So, you know, there's a little bit of like, where the heck are we parking with this thing? We've got a massive, great big Land Rover. I'm sweating buckets here. So that was a bit of a, that's a bit different. But, you know, that's the way they want to run the site, so be it. We managed to get parked up, we had a van behind us, that managed to get parked up, and I do believe we had another small car as well. So we all got parked up in a line, and away we go, into the safe zone. Safe zone was brilliant. It's away from the airsoft site, it's got some structures on it, you can set up your cases, the usual kind of stuff we get and expect from a safe zone in an airsoft site. No problems with that whatsoever. First problem that came across, the chrono. Or should I say the lack of. Now, bearing in mind there were 60 plus players there on the day. Section 8, I'm just going to say it from this match's perspective, did not chrono any of the guns. Which is something quite weird. I've never been to a site where they don't chrono the players. You have your safety brief, you then go over and have your gun chronoed. That is perfectly normal. That's what we expected. We had our first safety brief, then we went into our mission brief, and we all stood around like a bunch of lemons going, well, when are we going to get our guns chronoed? And I asked one of the players, and he turns around and says, we don't chrono. You know, they chrono when they want to. If you want your gun chronoed, you go to a marshal. I went, well, that's all very fine and well, but, you know, there's 60 odd players here, and not one of them's been chronoed. I think that's a little bit wrong, a little bit naughty. I'm not going to say there were cheaters out there who were, you know, blatantly going higher than the FPS limits, but it is something I was not expecting. So, being that I am the good player, and so are the rest of the players that turned up in our group, I decided, or we decided even, to go get our guns chronoed. We want to be safe. So off we trundled, found a marshal, can we get our guns chronoed? Now, bearing in mind, remember, my SRS sniper rifle was legal at Lincolnshire Airsoft Club and was chronoed at with their chrono, I should say, and it was chronoed with 2 other chronos that are exactly the same manufacturer. Mysteriously, when I got their chrono, the Section 8 chrono, 40 FPS over. I can't fathom out where those 40 FPS have come from. So basically, I'm a little bit miffed now. I'm a little bit peed off. It's the only weapon I've got other than my Mark 23. And I'm like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? So, luckily, smartly and wisely, I'd packed my 2 other springs. I was running a 160, I believe, in the rifle. And I had packed my 150 and my 140. Now, knowing that I was 40 FPS over the limit, I decided, blow it, I'm putting in the M140 spring. And that came down to 215, I think it was. Yeah, something like that ballpark, I can't remember now. But I was under the limit. Let's go play. So I went out to the first match, and it was a kind of boring attack and objective. Each team attacking from a different side to try and basically take this flag. I can't remember who won or lost. I think we lost that one. I have a clue what I was doing. I just positioned myself very nicely in range even of the objective, and yeah, I got a good few kills, I must admit. My scope is now set, and I was getting very, very good kills. However, then it happened. I went into the next match, and we was now allowed to roam the site, which is brilliant. I basically went out with the rest of the players, with the rest of our team, and we was doing patrols and all this kind of stuff, and using the snipers, myself and another sniper, both armed with SRSs, in the way of support snipers. And I was a tail end Charlie of our patrol. I was told then to go and assist in an attack, which 2 of our members were going into, and they wanted a sniper support. So in I go. Now, bearing in mind, I'm in a wood, I'm on a road. This is a road that's running through the site. And basically, I decided to get off the road. There's no camouflage on the road, so I have to get off it. So I dived off the road and straight into a world of poo, to put it mildly. There's a bog. There are many bogs on the site, apparently. I found one of them. It was right down the side of the site, side of the road even, and I never even saw it because there was long grass. And I basically just went so I went straight into this bog, and knee deep. I just fell straight into this thing. I didn't even feel the bottom of it. My right leg just disappeared straight past my knee, and I was heading for my waist. And before I know it, I'm in a world of world of poo. I've got a £1,000 gun on me, and I kind of pushed that to one side. I didn't want that coming in with me. And basically, the only thing that saved me from this was my momentum, because I was able to go forward whilst I was going in the process of diving down deep into this poo. I basically grabbed hold of some grass and dragged myself out. Now, what was annoying was the fact there was 2 marshals walking down the road, laughing their rear ends off. Now, I want to get this perspective. I would have probably laughed, if I'm perfectly honest. You know, a grown man falling into a bog, highly hilarious. However, there's no markings for a hazard like a bog, like yellow ticker tape or anything like that. There's no markings at all. You don't see the bog until you step on it, and when you step on it, it's too late. And I said to him, I said, oh, haha, very funny. You know, I come out, my DPM camouflage was now brown. It was 3 different colours of brown. And I get out my bog, and I just said to him, I said, oh, that's very funny, haha. However, what happens if there's a small child? What happens? I'm 6 foot tall, I'm quite strong, I can pull myself out of this thing. What happens if you're a 5 foot tall child, young person, you know, and you didn't expect it, and then you've fallen into a bog? Not the best, if I'm honest. So that really just sent me over the edge. I thought, I don't want to play with these people, I don't want to play on this site, yada yada, I'm done, I'm out of here. Luckily, you know, some of the team members had some trousers that fitted. They were Gore-Tex, and in this weather, oh god, that was interesting. But at this point, I'd had enough. I didn't want to play. I'd lost the mojo, for want of a better word. So I basically said, that's it. However, the lads taught me round, and I went back out on the next match after lunch, and I'm glad I did, because that match was epic. I got some amazing kills with this sniper rifle. Something I knew the SRS was capable of, and I was just getting these amazing kills. Long range support sniping at its best. We then went to a base, a fire base, and we held it from numerous waves of Scottish people. And we just absolutely mullered them, annoyed them to the fact that they were moving one of the respawn points so they could be closer to our fire base. So we shot them, they'd go out, bleed out, and come straight back into it. Again, a little bit cheating, but hey ho. After that, you know, basically, you know, I got shot towards the end of the match. I spent the rest of about the next half hour walking around the site. I didn't know where I was going. But I found a couple of places where I should have been able to respawn, but for some reason the marshal said, no, I can't respawn here, you've got to go respawn at another respawn point, which is just where you've been. You know, at this point, I'm knackered, I'm hot, still stinking of bog, you know, I've had enough. So what would I classify this site as? Would I go back to this site? Before the last match, so after the bog incident, I would have rated this site at about 4 out of 10. You know, it's a good wood, but good wood, cars in there. But it's a good site to have an airsoft match. However, everything else had just put me out of it. Now, after the last match, that's different. I now thought, well, maybe this is about a 6 out of 10 site, and that's what I give this site. Would I go back to it? Yeah, I think I would, to be honest with you, just to see what was going on. Now I know what to expect. Things might be a little bit different. So yeah, that's my kind of blog review of Section 8. Would I recommend it to you guys? Yes, I would. Just please be aware of all the little slips, trips and bogs that are around the site. They're all over the place, apparently. So yeah, if you enjoy woodland sites, Section 8 up by Edinburgh, it is a good site. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. You know, if you're expecting like things like not to be chronoed, you probably would have been fine. But yeah, so I'd give it about 6 out of 10 as a final score. So I'm CraftySniper. As you can see, I'm soaked in sweat. I'm absolutely caked in the stuff. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope this is good quality, even though I'm filming it on my phone. So yeah, stay safe, and I will see you on an airsoft site very soon.